Alright, I can explain. Look, I haven't gone hollow, no one's pointing a gun at my head, I just happen to have a lore build, alright? I don't know how it happened either. So, like, I'm making this build to deal with gankers at Pontiff, and I think, well, maybe it's because they all have poise weapons, and if I can turn and burn into all their poise weapons with a giant great club, you know, maybe I can kill them all because I can swing for free. And that ended up not working. And then I ended up trying to give him a roll catch weapon, thinking maybe that was the problem. And then then he started looking cool, and then he had a cool name, and now I'm here somehow. This must be how people get addicted to drugs. Like, this happens slowly. I can hardly believe what I'm watching right now. Is this me? Am I not using a Murakumo? Is this actually happening? Alright, so I guess I have a lore build now. His name's Ukaar the Giant. Sounds like something out of Shadow of War, because I like Shadow of War. The idea behind this build is I hit you with the Great Club, reduce your health to almost nothing, because it's a Great Club, and then switch to this Follower's Javelin here, and use it to chase you down. I know I'm not the first person to think of this, but hey, I thought it would work against gankers, and it works pretty well against people who don't know what they're doing. So there's that. Gotta do my thanks. You know, what big boys do. All of them do my thanks. Thank you, Sword, for setting this up. Ukaar's level 125. And that means every single invasion is going to be a hell of a lot harder. Because people at 125 have absolutely complete builds, everything kills me in one hit, and there's always at least one person throwing Chaos Bed Vessels. And also, 1 in every 10 Phantoms is actually half decent and knows what a reaction roll is, like this guy. See? Well, okay, maybe he's panic rolling a little bit, but he did dodge me for once. So usually the number one thing I end up thinking when I'm using Ukaar is, wow, I could be using a curved greatsword right now. Because while the Great Club does turn and burns a little bit better, because it has almost infinite poise multiplier and really cannot be interrupted by anything, it's slower, which means people are actually more likely to reaction roll it. For some reason people don't reaction roll curved greatswords as well. Also, its running attack isn't a curved greatsword running attack. I'm relying on these guys to make mistakes so I can hit them, rather than moving in, taking the initiative, and doing a running R1. Because running R1s with Ultra Great Hammers are terrible. They have no coverage, they don't, well, they do damage, and they do poise damage, but if you miss, or even if you hit, you're putting yourself at great risk. Because odds are you're not going to be striking multiple targets with that tiny little hitbox. So from my point of view, despite having a greater variety of weapons and using a greater variety of attacks, Ukaar has fewer tools than my normal no co-op allowed builds. But there are a few good things about using Ukaar. Look at how his spear looks. It's coming off of the left side, and makes me look like I have a whole armory of weapons, and he's got a spear on his back, and it looks neat. Also, I can claim I wasn't trying. See, Ukaar's not as good an invader as no co-op allowed because it doesn't have a curved great. Okay, he has a curved greatsword, but he only takes it out when it's absolutely necessary, and I have to fucking win because someone's being a dickhead. And since it's harder to invade with Ukaar's choices of weapons, if I lose, I can just tell myself, hey, you know, I wasn't trying my hardest, I didn't really lose, and, you know, now I see the appeal of using these not optimized builds. You don't have to feel bad about losing, and that's definitely the reason everyone else does it. I'm not projecting at all. So as far as playing with Ukaar, it's been a little difficult for me to adapt, because, you know, in order to chase someone down after hitting them, I have to press buttons and remember which side I kept the weapons on, and keep a bunch of things in my head at once. Like, this is some kind of a fighting game? Come on, that's hard. I don't want to have to do stuff like that. I'm not actually good at the game. I just use the Murakumo and it wins all the fights for me. That's the whole thing. That's the whole reason I got it. You know, another annoying thing is that players don't react any differently to Ukaar. They just see him as an invader, just like every other invader. Even though I put all this great effort into making him seem cool, giving him a decent outfit, and a little spear coming off the left. Kind of disheartening, actually. And here's some proof of that. Look at this level ganker. And just because they're using blues doesn't mean they're not level gankers. Basically, all this person does is summon blues, go through the level that she already completed, and she did already complete it. The little door at the end is open. And she just keeps casting spells, and keeps casting spells, and just keeps fucking doing it. This whole invasion is her never getting into melee range, just casting spell after spell after spell after spell. The worst part is it fucking works. I can't get anywhere close. I can't attack ever unless I hit them at a distance with this sniper Millwood Great Bow, which is awesome. I do like having this thing over the Oni Slayer. It is definitely a better Great Bow. Props to Miyazaki for making a weapon that's objectively better than everything else in its class. That's really fun for gameplay. It really promotes a lot of, you know, variety. Now, in order to give you a more concentrated dose of cancer, I've decided to cut this down into a compilation of this wizard casting Soul Arrow, or Soul Spears, forever. That's the rest of the video. Enjoy! Oh, how adorable, you're getting into melee range. You sure that's a good idea? See, now you have to do things like space, time your rolls, you know, that's not something a beginner like yourself is going to be able to do. Dead? Alright, fight's now winnable. If one guy can keep the blue occupied, I can go chase down the wizard with my spear. Now, you can just go occupy one of the two. Actually, let me heal up first, just to be absolutely safe. Make us keep driving one of us off. Annoying. Alright, so let's try and get them distracted, because I'm pretty good at reaction rolling shit. Alright, I need to get behind this wizard here. Where the hell are you? Get it? There you go. Alright, now we can get in this. Alright, now it's time to transfer one form of cancer to the other. For the rest of this entire video, Cirrus will be running away like an absolute bitch, not trying to fight back in the least bit until more blues are run. And then I kill the blues, and then she runs away again. You know, people like you are why I try hard. People like you are why I don't bother with lore builds. Because what's the point if it's just going to be like this? I'm not even going to show it to you. There's no point. It's the same thing for like 30 more minutes. See? Door was open too. Definitely a level ganker. How are you enjoying this? How do you feel accomplished when you win battles like these? You know, people tend to seek out Dark Souls for the actual challenge. Like, that's the whole draw. And you're here doing this. What was the point of that? Please don't turn the game back on. It's clear you don't want to play it. Alright, now I get that I might have portrayed a little bit of a negative perspective of this whole meme thing. But hey, sometimes this shit happens. So, you know, it's worth it. See y'all next time.